God, I've got a
Ugh, stop saying that.
1, 2, 3. Welcome back to the Sugar Pine 7 podcast, baby. Behind the Pine, episode
Beyond the Pine.
31.
Beyond
And
the Pine.
It's our birthday. It's the 1 year anniversary, baby.
How as exciting is that?
That is exciting as how many cupcakes we got.
So we got, it's been a
Donuts.
whole year since SP7. I just see all these scratches from the chess piece. Did you do a bunch of drawings?
No. Over here I didn't. I wiped them off.
A little context for that. We burnt some chess pieces a while ago, and kid realized you can use one to draw as a colored pencil.
And you can erase it with the bottom.
We
Check
live
this
very
out.
simple
You'll
lives
never
here.
see.
Oh, that's why, because you didn't erase it fully.
I only did it over here, dude.
I don't think it does erase fully.
Well,
So we've transferred laptops because, before we get into all the serious topics, we have a couple sponsors for the podcast. Today we're getting sponsored by Hims and Quip. First off is Hims. Thank you, Hims, for sponsoring the podcast. So our demographic is, I'd say, mostly younger people. So this goes out to all you people who are older than me and around my age, because I actually have a couple friends that have experienced hair loss. Garrett.
Fareed.
Fareed has the most hair I've ever seen of any individual that I've ever met. But it's a commonality among like certain groups of people.
The ones that go bald, yes.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's very real. It's a very real
100%
scare.
in those guys.
I don't know what I would do if I went bald, but we got Hims here to help us out. So statistically, 66% of men lose their hair by age 35. What?
66%?
66% of men lose their hair by age 35. Wow.
Fuck me.
And the thing is, when you start to notice hair loss, it's already too late. But it's easier to keep the hair you love than to replace the hair you've lost, right?
It's better to have loved than to have lost at all.
Ooh, you're not getting anything that I'm saying. So is that hairline slowly starting to move backwards, Kib?
No, mine's fine.
Any bald spots yet?
yours
I
is-
see a couple, but I don't have bald spots. But
You
maybe.
have bald spots and your hairline's receding.
Well, how'd you feel a year from now if you're starting to go bald? And
Like
it's-
Steve is now.
How'd you feel a year from now if it's business as usual up there? If you're still, losing hair, or even if it's at the same little strands you have? I know from my perspective, if I lost my hair, I don't know what I'd do.
I wouldn't feel like a man.
And I did. I did lose my hair, and actually, I enjoyed being bald, but for some people, it doesn't work
It's
out.
very funny, and it's usually funny when I see
Well,
bald
for some people, it's not funny. You had the worst mustache that ever existed.
That was on purpose.
Yeah, and so, same with me being bald.
Yeah.
Okay, then we've got no argument. So I ask you, do you want a bald spot to pop up, or do you want to do something about it first?
The second one.
And another final question. Why do guys turn to weird solutions or do nothing when they can turn to medicine and science? If you're confused, here's the solution. Hims. And it's forhims.com. It's a one-stop shop for hair loss, skin care, and sexual wellness for men. How about that?
Like sexual wellness?
Oh, yeah. I have the testosterone of a small, probably an otter.
Yeah, you do.
Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. Now, that's neat. Well, note, they have well-known generic equivalents to name-brand prescriptions to help you keep your hair. There's no snake oil pills or gas station counter supplements, and prescription solutions are backed by science.
Love science.
Science, baby. You can't argue with it. Unless you do want to.
The point of science is to argue.
I don't think that's the point at all.
Mm-hmm. It's to query.
I don't think it's to...
It's to test and
Theories,
query.
you test theories.
Well,
Anyway,
I don't...
Hypotheses.
But
and-
this isn't a query. This is absolute. Take it away.
the best part is there's no waiting room, no awkward doctor visits, and you save hours just by going to forhims.com. It's so easy. Just answer a few quick questions. Doctors will review and prescribe you the medication you need. Products are shipped directly to your door. That's pretty neato.
That's convenient.
Oh, yeah. So if you have hair loss and you want to experience, more confidence, if you want to feel better about yourself, if you do feel bad about your hair loss, all you have to do is order now. So for anyone listening out there, you can get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today, right now, while supplies last. You can see the website for full details, and this would cost hundreds if you went to a doctor or pharmacy.
If not thousands.
Probably hundreds.
Depending on the situation up there.
Or down there.
I think it's going to be so funny when you go bald.
I'm not gonna
Is
go
your dad's bald?
Yeah, it skips a generation, fuck boy.
I don't think.
Oh,
it
what
does.
science is that?
No, it
Okay,
doesn't.
anyway.
It has to do with your grandpa on your mother's side, and he's got a fucking full, thick dick head of hair, so I'll be fine.
So you can go to forhims.com/pine. That's forhims.com/pine. Forhims.com/pine. Pine. Thank you, Hims, for thank you, Hims, for sponsoring this podcast. And I look forward to Kib going bald and then needing
won't be going
and then
bald.
needing your help.
I won't be going bald, but if I did, I'd help myself.
What are
with
these
him.
crumbs on the table?
Donuts.
What are these
Donuts.
crumbs? They're
Donuts.
just.
Donuts. Simple answer.
It's icing.
Donuts.
Icing and donuts.
We've received so many sweets today, and it's been amazing. And
Man.
thank you, Mimi and Jamie, for bringing in a wonderful cake that said, "Congrats,
What the
IGN."
fuck is so funny?
Sorry, that made me tickle me.
You got a little giggy off of that? What? What was funny about what I said? But there's a reason that we're getting a bunch of sweets.
Because it's our 1-year birthday and anniversary
Of Sugar Pine 7, the 1-year anniversary. I can't believe we made it this far. Thought we were going to make it further.
Sad that it has to end, isn't it?
Yeah, today's the day. Unfortunately, we did decide to close the channel down. I know it's a happy day for some and a sad day for others.
It wasn't a group decision. It was
I only
just
decided,
Kib.
yeah, but the guys really fought me on it, and I said, "You guys, all good things must
There's a
come
large
to
group
an
on
end."
YouTube that have decided
The Jake Paulers.
Yeah, the Jake Paulers have been taking us down since day 2, baby.
you can suck my Jake Pauls.
You can fucking.
Isn't Jake Paul trying to get into Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude! A big streamer tweeted out like an image of him and was just like, "No."
Do you guys want to try to get into Twitch and do a bunch of Fortnite?
We've done Twitch. You and I both. Don't act like we don't have a gaming past. Don't act like Buckley doesn't already.
I never
game.
really did Twitch.
Yeah, you did. I streamed with you
Barely.
so many times.
Oh, no, it was very rare.
Like we streamed probably 30 times.
I'd say probably closer to 5.
No.
Well, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty details of how many times we've
No.
streamed together. I'm just saying we should do it again if we
Yeah.
want to.
You know what? That's not a terrible idea. We should have like Friday night game nights where we stream on Twitch. If you guys like that idea, let me know. But don't just say it unless a lot of you say it.
Because it's a really big commitment.
And if like 20 of you say it, we won't do it. But like if there's like 600 comments,
If there are like 30, then maybe.
then we might do it.
If there are 10 more than 20, then I'm thinking that we might need more people to say that we should do it in order to go through with it. Because that 30 is not even enough. But 40, maybe.
But dude, how fun would that be? If like we all just sat around, drank beers, hunt deers, played some hunting. You love that shit.
Man, I wish you hit that last rhyme of that.
I know. I was gonna say that, then I decided, you know what? Jamie doesn't need
No.
to edit
Oh,
out
made me serious.
racial slurs.
No.
Yeah. Rachel.
Yeah,
Rachel.
What did you think I was gonna say?
Where'd you get the cake, by the way? I was going to ask you.
Well, Jamie picked up the cake. I just told him to pick it up, so he probably got it at Ralph's or.
How do you guys have so much niceness in your heart to be able to do things for other people?
We save it for when we're in public. We actually really hate each other. at
Okay.
home.
Like you and him.
Yeah.
Let's dig into that.
How many
Here's
nice
the thing.
things?
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Steve knows,
Let's not.
and Buckley knows that I did a little bit of therapy. And by doing therapy, I mean I was the therapy.
Oh, what?
The
Oh.
therapist.
You did a little bit of therapy.
Well, do I have a booger? Yes, I was a therapist. So
I think you do have a little coffee on your face.
What are you talking about?
I was a therapist, so I was going to analyze the situation and give a little professional advice.
Oh, right.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
No, I do not have coffee on my face.
Okay.
No, he was making a Coke joke.
No, but
No, he does have coffee on his face.
I don't think I do. Where?
Right here.
Yes, I was
That's
saving that.
sebaceous cyst.
That's only
Melanoma.
Okay, do the therapy, man, because I don't fully understand. I really don't understand what you're doing.
I'm a therapist.
For what?
Explain your relationship with Jamie,
Oh, I was.
if that is his
Yeah.
real name.
We are nice to everyone.
Do you
else,
sleep in the
but
same bed?
Sometimes.
I'm
I'm kidding. We always sleep in the same bed.
When you say you're kidding, usually you're not. So this is how I know you guys are fucked. Because you said that. You guys are fucked. End of therapy.
No, I love you. It's gonna be okay.
Wow, that was a
This is
striking
depressing.
psychoanalyzation by Kib there.
Would you like me to psychoanalyze you? Speaking
of psychoanalyzation,
Yo, okay. I think we said it all on Twitter and in the comments.
I didn't say anything ever.
I don't wanna attack
I
anybody.
made one big comment about it on YouTube. So the last podcast,
Yeah.
we had a discussion that, I mean, we had talked about it, I think, beforehand, like just going over, should we talk about this? And then we all thought it would be fine. I don't know if we
Not
talked
as
we
in
didn't-
depth. We talked about, remember yesterday when you said that you don't give a shit about money? That's funny. Let's talk about that. I barely was legible one day. By that I mean you couldn't understand what I just said because I mumbled.
The point is, we talked about my feelings towards other people.
Yeah.
And it didn't come off the way I thought it was going to. I didn't really know how it was going to come across. I just thought it would be interesting to talk about.
It escalated into a very real conversation that we've had before, not as intense, but it was just supposed to be like, oh, that'd be kind of funny to talk about.
I
how
thought it'd
you
be
don't
kind
give
of
a
funny,
shit.
to be honest.
And then we started talking about how it affects everybody, and everyone got really offended. And we knew that. And I even afterwards said to Steve, I was like, hey, you don't have to post that if you don't want to, because like they don't know.
And I looked Kib in the eyes and I said, I have nothing else.
No, you said, oh, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean,
but you meant like, no, I mean,
like, I don't give a shit about me looking,
yeah.
bad.
And the thing is, like, as much as it's awesome that you guys care and like that's fucking cool, but like a lot of you guys don't know, and none of you know how we act off camera.
99% of the time, it's just so chill here.
Yeah. No, we all love each
It's
other. We're all
super
brothers,
chill.
and like brothers fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've never once laid a hand on each other. I bet you and your little fucking brothers and sisters fucking fight all the time. Fuck you.
We're like brothers that do not hurt.
Yes.
We're the brothers of Knights Templar that do not hurt.
Sometimes I fuck you.
But it got a little bit serious. It got way too serious, actually. And especially all the responses afterwards. It was very serious, which I do appreciate.
Here's the thing. I don't think that we shouldn't have done that on camera. I think that we knew that we were on camera and that this would be a great conversation. Let's just talk about it, because we weren't. The point of that conversation was not to change Steve or attack Steve. It was purely like, we already knew that's how we felt. Let's talk about it because it'd be a great conversation. That's it.
I didn't know that.
Oh, we didn't warn him at all.
What did you think you
I
were
thought
trying
it
to
was
do?
just a funny thing that he said in the car that was weird.
Yeah, that
And I
was.
thought, let's talk about that. How you said
I mean,
that
like the
funny
escalation
thing.
of the conversation.
And then it turned into intervention.
Yeah, but there was no like, we weren't trying to like get anywhere with the
I'd
conversation.
have to go back and watch it to see how exactly it turned into an intervention. But I think the thing to remember is that, what was I going to say? I think us posting that was good in a way, because a lot of YouTube channels, they try to keep up this persona that everything's hunky dory all the time,
Yeah.
and that nobody ever has an issue with each other. When is that ever the case?
Oh,
and
it's
when does nobody have any issues at all?
FizzTube, Jake Paul, Logan Paul.
I think a
You
lot
don't
of
see
times I
behind the
just
camera.
say that I don't care about shit because I'm just in a bad mood.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot has to do with just me and how I'm feeling in the day. And you'd catch me on another day and I'd be like, man, I'm just thinking about dying dogs and that makes me sad.
Truly.
And I've never seen one,
You have.
a dog.
You've seen the dog on the street, on the road.
So I don't know. I think it's just, you can psychoanalyze, but it was more intended to just watch that and know that we are real people.
yeah, that was honestly
Yeah.
the point of the conversation. And we knew that as we were arguing and talking, and like there's no hard feelings between anybody.
I wish
except for-
James was here to explain his side of it, but he's
James
in Austin.
He didn't want
He didn't wanna be here,
He was
no.
really upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, James was really
Oops.
angry.
He's going to take a dab of this
Yeah,
if that's
go for it,
okay.
yeah.
James was just too angry about that whole conversation. He said, fuck that. I'm not being on another podcast with you fucking assholes. Like, you really hurt my feelings.
You
Now
bet-
Kib doesn't give a shit. And I was
you-
like, dude, I don't fucking care.
You better say you're joking.
I'm not.
Yeah, you have to say you're joking after everything now.
I'm joking. I am joking. James is in Austin. He just left for a flight. But I'm sure he is pissed.
Mimi, did you catch the conversation?
I feel like Jamie showed me part of it, but I didn't watch the whole podcast. Sorry.
Oh, he showed you
I
the most
love
important
how
part, though, right?
uncomfortable people were.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, everyone
rightfully
said they were
so.
super
It
uncomfortable.
Because they didn't see that side of us. They didn't see like that we're real people who like have issues just like everyone else does. But we also get past our issues and
You
work on it. Like,
don't expect it to come up in a podcast though.
no, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely they weren't
So
prepared for that.
People that are sitting down, they think, "Oh, I'm into being entertained right now. I catch a podcast."
Hey, but what's more entertaining? That what you saw making you feel a little uncomfortable
Yeah.
versus this fucking boring talking.
Well, no, I don't think this is a good comparison.
Any
but
other
just-
podcast that we
all
do.
right,
This
just
is the
what,
explainer bit.
funny, funny, enjoyable podcast to listen
This
to.
fucking podcast sucks, dude. I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say about it? It's just,
Yeah.
it's out of the way now. Hopefully, it didn't deter you guys from watching our videos, watching the alternative lifestyle or lifestyle classic, and thinking, "Oh, these guys, why would I want to watch people pretend to be friends when we're good enough
That's
friends
what-
to post that kind of shit on a YouTube channel
Yeah, the realest friends
can-
have
and then go
issues.
hang out literally right after?"
Yeah.
I can vouch for that. I can vouch for how close you guys are. Too
Mhm.
close, if anything.
Well, you
Yeah.
put your nuts or penis right by his.
You did
Oh yeah.
right by my cock mouth. Where I put all my cocks.
Right by his fucking
That's only because
cockroach.
you don't have a bathroom in here and you have to piss in a bottle.
You
Oh,
can
yeah.
use the bathroom that's
It doesn't
located
work.
right outside.
It doesn't work very well.
Mimi, be honest here. Would you go to the bathroom here at night?
I would not pee in a cup here. I have a
different for
little
girls.
I have a
That's true.
stabby thing on my.
If you had a
keyring.
penis, would you pee in a cup here?
No,
But think about it.
But imagine if you
I
had
am.
our 12/8 inches cocks.
that's a.
Think about it if you had an hour or 12/8 inches cock.
Don't get me wrong, I could reach that bathroom from here.
By the way, thank you for getting me a new drip tip for my vape.
That's all right. It's not a new one. It was the one that I didn't want.
Freed was telling me that there are dangerous things they're discovering about vaping.
Oh,
and I'm
man.
not sure the truth about that.
Is it called popcorn lung?
Freed, do you want to come over here and
Not
explain
even
that to me?
that.
Because I am genuinely curious. Are you doing something right now? Are you busy? Freed's here, by the way. We have the
Freed
two
is
most
here.
giving people I've ever met here. In the office at the
Here's
same
my
time.
opinion
And also a third
on
one.
vaping. Of course it's not good for you. Fucking obviously it's not good for you. I'm sure there's many things about it that are bad for you that we don't know yet and they're just discovering. But like, people smoke cigarettes and that's fucking awful
This
for you
has
too.
to be healthier than cigarettes. It has to
that's
be.
an
dude.
ignorant thing, but yeah, I
Freed,
agree.
Freed was saying that it isn't, which I don't know if I believe. It,
From what he read, the symptoms that he read didn't sound nearly as bad.
this tastes like
as-
mint.
Anything,
And a
fucking
cigarette tastes like
fruit.
booty.
anything you enjoy in life is bad for you.
Yeah, true.
Why haven't,
Sex.
with all the science and all those clever people in the world, why haven't they just come up with a chocolate bar that makes you thin and there's loads of
Because
vitamins and
baby,
stuff in it?
everybody's thin, nobody's hungry.
Or a
Do you wanna-
cheeseburger.
Explain why vaping is as bad as you say it is.
You
is-
saying
I
you
don't-
saying you don't have to answer that? It's
You're not his
he was
lawyer,
lawyer.
kid. Just let him answer the question. Freed, you have said nothing. You've just been staring.
I hold you in contempt.
You're cleanly shaven today. You got rid of the beard. I didn't even notice.
is that you?
They're talking
Is that very cleanly shaven? I bet he did shave this morning, and all that is back over the course of a couple of hours.
No,
I know Mimi's been very worried about secondhand vape.
this
Yes.
has been a
Sucking
few days of
hand
not
vape.
shaving.
A humble brag.
Well, do you want to whisper into his ear what you want to say and then he'll say it for you? What do you want to do? Oh my God, they're whispering again. This is not going to be fun for any listener, you guys. This is awful.
Go ahead and talk about that.
Man, I wish we replaced this, what's happening right now, with the conversation from yesterday. Or the other podcast. Oh, they're still whispering. Oh,
No,
the,
you can just you
They
can
are
talk
so
into it.
whispering.
Are you sure about
oh, for God's sake.
Positive.
So you're giving me permission to talk?
Yes.
Vaping also has detrimental effects to the body.
Oh, God. Dude. I thought you were going to...
That's a horrible noise.
I tightened it so perfectly that it squeaks into
Look, it's clearly it's tobacco.
not tobacco.
It's not
a
tobacco.
substance that harms you.
It's not tobacco at all.
It's
Okay,
it's,
Freeze
it's,
lost all merit in this
It's
conversation.
nicotine.
It's not good for you.
nicotine.
It's fucking awful for you.
Don't do
obviously.
it.
No,
Not as bad as
Just don't.
cigarettes, but still fucking bad
Just
for you.
don't do it.
I'd argue that it might not be awful for you, but I also don't know. It could very well be.
Definitely awful for
also,
you.
aren't you
Anything that's
guys
not air in your
occasionally
lungs.
sponsored by?
We were sponsored
vape?
by vape. I mean,
Here's the
smoke.
thing. Here's
Smoke.
the thing too.
Well, they're not going to do it again now, are they?
Here's the thing.
I'll do it.
I like vaping. I don't promote vaping, but
We did.
It kind of sucks
We spo-
that
we
it's
promoted it.
part of our brand now.
We did the most promotion you could possibly do.
I
for
never
vaping.
did it. You did it.
Yeah, but you appeared in the same podcast.
I never knew.
And when we first got the idea to get a sponsor for a vape, you were like, "Oh yeah."
I think that's
You were
not
like,
true.
"Yeah, that's the best day of my life. Of course I want to do that."
I
And you
don't
were like,
remember that.
and I was like, "Kib, I don't know if we should. Think about it." I hate that noise.
I don't know if that's entirely true, but what I will say is, it's kind of unfortunate that became kind of a staple to our brand. I wish it died along with the bro voice that I used to do that I miss as well.
They're definitely not going to sponsor you again.
Why.
They're not
Because
going to
you
watch
keep-
this podcast,
keep talking
dude.
about-
But the more you talk about that, the more likely they are to watch.
Smock will never see this podcast.
Side effects of vaping are
Not confirmed.
Hold on, but
by the
who's
way.
who's this written by?
Exactly.
Marlborough?
Yeah, mole bro.
A fucking mole rat.
A fucking mole bro.
This is written by Paul Blart.
Mole Paul.
Okay, read off the bad stuff.
This is research conducted at the UNC Center of Environmental Medicine, Asthma, and Lung Biology.
That isn't even really a
You say
verified.
bug biology?
Shows
Asthma.
vaping has the same effect as smoking when it comes to suppressing immune genes.
Oh, dude, what does that mean?
Your immune system.
It makes you sicker? Quicker?
No, it destroys your immune system.
Yeah,
Or
do you not-
suppresses it.
Do you not find that you will get a chest infection more likely nowadays
No.
than before when you vaped?
I've gotten
Honestly,
one
no.
chest infection in the past year.
Yeah, I haven't had one. Oh, mono.
And then when did you get when was the last time you had a chest infection before the last one?
I've been sick so much since I started working here.
Probably the year before. I always got it when I went to fucking PAX. Always a chest infection, like bronchitis or
that's
something.
because of a million people in a fucking room. Disease spreads like wildfire.
I don't really get sick that often, but I'm not going to say that because I don't want to jinx it. Stop squeaking the damn microphone.
We can also observe.
Fareed, stop having things to say.
We can also observe some changes in some users' emotional state, sexual performance, and memory.
Well-
Another
Oh my
study
God.
shows that the short-term effects that vaping has on the lungs are
Memory?
similar to the ones from smoking. Data shows some of the adverse side effects may entirely or partially resolve over time. It depends on various individual factors and a history of use. Side effects of vaping: irritation, cough.
Okay, no,
increased airway
that's enough.
resistance,
Okay,
does-
it's clearly
increased
it's not healthy.
blood pressure.
I haven't been able to keep my dick hard since I started vaping, but I thought it was a different issue.
No. Well, you're talking about sexual performance. 'Cause
Yeah.
Since I've been vaping, mine's gone through the roof.
Really?
Oh god, yeah, I'm on a whole nother level. Steve knows.
Oh man.
Wait, what? Why would I know?
You guys fuck? You guys fucking?
Shh.
Is there any way that we can talk about pass on?
No.
Is there any way you can word this?
When our careers are done and we don't have anything to worry about anymore.
Fair enough. It's an inside joke that made me laugh so fucking hard hours after Steve had been doing this. I was watching fucking Gossip Girl with Sammy Joe and I just burst out laughing and we had to pause several times. She's like, "Are you done?"
And you fucking called me about it in the
I
middle
had
of
to, man. I had to. I couldn't stop laughing. And I laughed even harder after I fucking hung up the phone with you as well. I was crying laughing in bed, before bed, thinking about you going, pass on.
It's a terrible thing I've done. It's a terrible thing that we can never talk about. But just
Oh.
imagine it. Imagine this really funny thing.
Why are the funniest things so bad that they almost can't be told?
Maybe it just depends on the
Interesting.
person. I imagine there are a lot of people that
I
would
imagine
not
there's a lot of
find that
people
funny.
But I imagine there's a lot of people that would would find it funny.
I imagine, yeah.
But it sucks that there's that much of a divide that you can't say such an offensive
I think
joke.
maybe 10, 200 years ago we could have probably said it.
Mm-hmm.
But let's change the topic because no one's ever going to get that.
Well, why don't we talk about where the show's going, baby?
Is that one of the topics?
We can make one of the topics unless Mimi has one.
I had my 2 topics down, and we've hit them.
Really? Oh, we
Yeah.
had 2 topics.
We had
Oh,
2
great.
topics for this.
So you
one.
want to talk about where the show's actually going and all that?
Carrying on.
Yeah. I mean, and we should talk about Buckley too. Like we haven't really opened him up. Seriously.
What for? What do you want to open me up for?
Dude, you're a popular human being, mostly in the UK,
Yes.
but I'm fascinated by the things you've done and the things you likely will do.
We had a whole podcast
Yeah,
about
I've
him.
done that.
I wasn't
just
on
weren't
it.
there,
I wasn't
yeah.
on it. Never mind. Everyone fucking
Yeah,
knows
I was
except for
there,
me.
yeah.
But we should
Great.
talk about where the show's going and all the changes that are going to be happening. We are wrapping up this season, I'd say, in probably 3 weeks, if not
We're
less.
trying to do 2,
Trying to do 2 weeks.
but
Depends. We want to make it right. This is probably going to be the last season like the cinematic stuff.
well, here's
Where
the
it's super
thing.
prominent.
Yeah.
Where it's super prominent, yeah.
we just had a huge meeting that was really productive, and we're gonna crack down on scheduling and trying to do the things that obviously you guys want to see, but do what we want to do as well. Because there might be, and there's no way to fucking know this entirely. Like obviously we want to do everything we can to make you guys love the show and as many of you guys to love the show as possible. But we also want to do what we love. And lately, what it's been is the cinematic stuff, but that's just not working that well. And as much as we'd like to say, oh, it doesn't matter, we can't like tailor our content for you guys, it is still a business. So we
Yeah.
want to find that nice balance of like the stuff that works, and we still love doing that as well. But then once a week, do these cinematic things. It might be a different show next.
Well,
season. Who
potentially.
knows?
We
I
feel
think that's the way you should do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make a real definition between that cinematic,
Mhm.
cool, slick stuff that you guys do and the funny vlogs. You should call them different things. Definitely.
We're aiming to, sorry to interrupt you just really quick. We're aiming to do what you guys loved about season 1 as much as possible, and what we love too, because we feel the exact same way you guys do. When every comment that we see that's like, oh fuck, I missed season 1, so do we. It's just we've like just done it all, we feel like. But we're gonna try to like not have that mindset and just, you know, try to do new stuff in the same style as season 1, like a couple times a week, and then have maybe one time a week where we do a cinematic like show where it's an entirely different show. Because right now we've got classic alternative lifestyle and lifestyle classic, which really they're just like versions of each other, and that's why it's confusing for you guys, because like an episode of alternative lifestyle will go up and then the next episode's classic, which just completely contradicts the story that's going on, and it's confusing and hard for
because
people
when we
to
started
follow.
season 3, we were promoting it as like the best of season 1 and 2 combined,
Mhm.
but it's still pretty clear that people don't want that season 2 feel.
Yeah,
Like we're making season 4 or whatever we choose to do season 1, basically. Just those kind of antics where it's based in full, well, not full reality, but it's not cinematic, essentially.
Have we ever talked about, I know a million times this exact thing has been said off camera, but have we ever talked about how what we're doing, the cinematic stuff doesn't fit YouTube on a podcast? Have we ever talked about that?
I think I did.
Yeah.
I feel like I spoke about that.
Well,
Just if you want to break it down really briefly.
Yeah, briefly. I think that the reason why the cinematic stuff doesn't work on YouTube is people come to YouTube to watch YouTube content for the most part. There's a percentage of you that want to see better stuff as well or higher produced stuff, but the content that we're creating is like, it's not quite Netflix stuff, but you know what I mean? It's more like that's where you go to watch.
I hit this on the Grace
shows.
Helbig podcast. I explained it like we're doing stuff that's too highly produced for people on YouTube to care, but not highly produced enough for people that are higher up to care.
Exactly.
It's a slight limbo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's unfortunate, but we're bringing it back to season 1, that kind of feel.
Yeah, we don't want to go back and then it'd be like, oh, well, this is just boring now compared to what you were doing. But we wanted, like, there was a magic. And we
there was a
broke
magic,
it down.
but we had an underdog story at the time.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to, and then a lot of the emotions, because it would be comedy mixed with, little hints of realness at the end. That stuff runs dry. Like, you can't always be going through something. We were at the time because there was a lot of shit that had to be done. But once we got this office, it was sort of smooth sailing, and you had to sort of create your own issues in a fake way.
And that's where, like, the story that we started writing with Alternative Lifestyle that became, like, really serious and thick and, like, really scripted was in place of the things we had going on that were the actual story with the comedy involved in it. So we had to do something. Otherwise, there was no story.
Yeah,
there's no story anymore. So we can't just do random shit
It's
because
just
we
kind
never
of a
did.
bummer, though, because I really like season 3 and I really like where it's going, and I'm especially going to like where it's going to end because it's just only going to get cooler and cooler. Like,
Because we're the most proud of everything we've done
lots of
now.
people, there's lots of people, like me included, that like this series and like that cinematic stuff that you guys do. I just think it is probably just confusing people, because I don't think that that stuff really fits in with the alternative lifestyle stuff.
No.
It's just a different thing, which is fine. You can do different stuff, but I think you should just call it something different.
Yeah, I hate saying like it's confusing them because like I don't want people to be offended and be like, well, we're not fucking dumb, we're not confused, we just don't like it. But like, fair enough, you don't like it. But what we mean by confusing is like, for someone that just jumps into the channel and watches Alternative Lifestyle, they have no fucking clue what's going on because it's a thick story that they haven't seen. That's what we mean by confusing.
It's just slightly confusing. It's not.
Yeah.
You shouldn't take offense by
No,
that.
but there's people that will, and I just wanted to say that so that if they do, it's covered.
So get excited for that.
But
Also, there won't be there's a podcast next week on Sunday, but there won't be a podcast the week after because we are redoing the schedule, and the podcast will be going up on Wednesday afterwards. So
But we're so fucking excited to like get on this schedule and be doing stuff that is just gonna hopefully fucking be fun and work.
Yeah,
and
it'll be
then a new show series will be so cool. Something that's entirely different, completely unrelated to Alternative Lifestyle or our characters in Alternative Lifestyle. Maybe we can like, I don't even know.
Yeah, we've been
Just excited.
throwing around a bunch of different ideas for what we can do to add on to Alternative Lifestyle as a series, because I imagine Lifestyle Classic won't be a thing next season. It'll just be combined. Not combined, but it'll just be Lifestyle Classic, but it'll be more because right now the process for Lifestyle Classic is we film it, just pass that all off to Autumn. James writes it, and then
not me.
Autumn does
You
like
write it.
all of the editing for it, and I've just been taking the reins on Alternative Lifestyle, I'd say, for the past probably a couple of months. So what we're going to switch to, we were trying to figure out like why Lifestyle Classic still doesn't quite feel like season 1, and it's because unfortunately
There's no underdog story. Now it's just random.
there's no underdog story, but
things.
also I'm not overseeing any of the process, and it's like in order for it to feel like season 1. Season 1 was entirely based off of like my perception of things.
And yeah, that goes along to something I said in the meeting was that I remember when season 1 was like killing it, like it was doing really well view wise. Every video was just really so fucking funny to me.
And that's not to say that that's not to make it like an egotistical thing.
No,
it's
no,
just
no.
It's very easy, it's simple, and it's a one string show.
Exactly.
Because it's just the brain.
And that's what I liked the most about it as well, because I would go out with Steve and it would be whoever's there and we'd go just do something. We'd go on an adventure and it would kind of still relate to whatever's going on as that underground or underdog story, like Steve not having source fed. What do I do now? Like that's kind of the story that everyone knows because that's why everyone went to watch it. But then after filming, I'd wake up the next morning at 8 a.m. when Steve would post the video and be so excited to see like what the story was going to be because I didn't have a fucking clue. All I know is we went to the junkyard to look for my fucking car. And then, Steve will have this whole narrative and story that he put together in the moment when he was editing it that was just not, it wasn't in mind when we were filming it.
Yeah.
And
Why
it
don't
was
you
so
just
fucking funny.
run Sugar Pine 7 into the ground.
And use that to start a new company.
And start again.
I've been
Oh my
trying to
God.
do that.
We actually, I was going to mention that we
You're running
had a
into the
huge
ground.
meeting today, and we all just, it was the conclusion that obviously was coming. We can't continue on the same way that we're working right now, because I literally texted Mimi the other night, hey, can you get these 2 actors for me tomorrow? We need to do a big shoot tomorrow. And it's like, that's the kind of schedule that we're on right now, because I'm staying up working on these alternative lifestyle things until the other night was probably 1, but some nights have been as late as 5 in the morning, and I've just slept here. And it doesn't need to happen.
No.
It doesn't need to happen like that. And we need to not shoot every video in 4K.
Yeah.
I realized, it's I was making myself feel good by, with all the viewership kind of decrease, I was making myself feel good by buying all this equipment to try to...
that would save the channel.
Like that would save the channel.
yeah.
Like get these cinema lenses and get this nice camera when that doesn't do anything. That's
Oddly enough,
It's a
when I look at
distraction.
Yeah.
when I look at the footage from season 1 when it was the 6D and then even the 5D Mark IV, I liked the look of that better with it being, YouTube content.
I'm not giving the camera back.
Obviously, no, don't give the camera back, keep it. But watching it cinematically, for me, it's weird, but it kind of takes away from the fact that I'm watching, a YouTube channel. It almost puts a wall in front of you, like you're watching a movie. Like you're more disconnected from those
Yeah.
people because it's so polished that it's it doesn't make any sense. I can't even.
No,
It's
No,
the
it
first
does.
time I've ever
It's
tried
the
to.
Jenner Marbles
I know
effect.
exactly what you're saying. And also it's because people are invested in you guys. They like you guys.
Mhm.
Those early videos, you very much felt like you were going along for the ride. Whereas the cinematic stuff, you're just
Feels like we're forcing
But
them
even
on a
doing
ride.
vlogging
not
stuff with the
forcing it on,
C200,
but you're watching it.
Uh-huh.
You're not
I feel like I'm just
you don't-
forcing
you
all
don't
these
feel as
kids to-
involved.
I feel like I'm forcing these kids
Mm.
just to do
Yeah.
things that they don't want
yeah,
to
you do. Steve is forcing a lot, thousands of children to do things they don't want to do.
Yeah. And I want to be able to
Some of them want to
groom the
satisfy
children
them.
and satisfy them. Yeah, I want to be able to satisfy these children, but I'm not going to be able to do that on our current path.
And
so
you can't hold their hand through this.
No,
You
it's
gotta
something.
grab them by the balls.
It's just like Foley going.
He just put his head in his hands.
You're courageous.
Well, you know what I mean. That's a saying. You gotta grab them by the balls. Grab it, meaning
And on that note, why don't we? Oh God, don't make him turn the microphone again, Fareed. Please, God, don't. So we actually have another sponsor for the podcast, and that is Quip.
Quip. So when it comes to your health, brushing your teeth is one of the most important parts of your day, and Quip knows that. And they've combined dentistry and design to make a better electric toothbrush. Quip is the new electric toothbrush that packs just the right amount of vibrations into a slimmer design at a fraction of the cost of bulkier traditional electric toothbrushes. And guiding pulses alert you when to switch sides, making brushing just the right amount of effortless. Quip also comes with a mount that suctions right to your mirror and unsticks to use as a cover for hygienic travel anywhere, whether it's in your gym bag or your carry-on. And because the thing that cleans your mouth should also be clean, Quip's subscription plan refreshes your brush on a dentist recommended schedule, delivering a new brush head every 3 months for just $5, including free shipping worldwide. Quip is backed by a network of over 10,000 dental professionals, including dentists, hygienists, and dental students. And most toothbrushes don't get named one of Time Magazine's best inventions of the year, but Quip did. So find out why for yourself. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/pine right now, you'll get your first refill pack free with the Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/pine,
Pine.
spelled GETQUIP.com/pine.
Fine. Wow.
pine.
That was the first person that's ever done a sponsor read besides me, besides a couple other people that have also done it.
I've done it.
Free's done it as well.
Dibs, next one.
Oh, I thought I was
Cool.
first.
No, definitely not.
Very sad
You're just the
about
most
that.
reliable at this table. Thank you, Quip. Thank you, Quip, so much for sponsoring this podcast and keeping us afloat. I really do appreciate it. And I still use your toothbrush, and I was supposed to have changed the head by now, and I didn't because I'm a gross boy.
Quick shout out to our merchandise. If you guys want to support the channel,
Yes.
you can get our merch. And you should get our merch.
There's some
right
really
now,
cool stuff.
We've got we've got pins that came out, baby, and they sent us some of these bad boys. If you don't want them, don't get them. If you want them, get them. They're really cool, though. I'm going to put them, like, on my jean vest for sure. I've got a Harry Potter one on there. I'm going to put these on there. We got, like, Let's Get Peas.
Great on backpacks.
This is the tattoo Alfredo that Autumn has on her ass.
It doesn't
hole.
say alternative at all. Yeah,
This
Autumn
one-
got this tattooed on her asshole.
This one's the This is the Let's Get Peas. A
Whoa.
very, very big.
Whoa, let's get peas.
I looked back at a video a long time ago
I'm putting them in my bag.
where we did a rendition of John Mayer.
Do you want some
No, John was it John Mayer's "In
Is
the
he
Blood"?
really?
blood? Yeah.
Is he really that good?
And
Yes.
John Mayer's amazing. And
Dude, real quick, pause that.
damn it,
Fucking just hold that thought.
I
James
lost
Buckley had the audacity to say that John Mayer wasn't a very good guitar
No,
player.
I never said that. No, I never said that.
Yes, you fucking did.
I asked the question, is he really as good as
No, no,
There
no,
was a video on John Mayer's Instagram of him playing a guitar,
I've
a
looked
Fender,
at those.
and it was
Dude, John Mayer is one of the most talented guitar players
he had a riff on there. It made me like tear up. It
because
was so good.
one of his biggest inspirations is fucking Stevie Ray Vaughan, dude. He's got it tattooed on him. So do I. That's why I'm as good as him.
Yeah. Listen,
Charles.
if
We did come to the conclusion that you were wrong. That's all we'd like to.
if Mayer, is his name Mayer?
John Mayer.
John Mayer.
John the Mayor Sunday.
If he's watching and he wants to have a guitar off,
With who?
me,
We already tried the same thing
Did
with
you play
Skrillex.
I'll play Guitar Boy.
Oh, fuck
I'm
off.
a motherfucking guitar boy.
I'll beat your ass with a guitar with an E string, baby.
Go get the guitar.
Question for you.
Question for who? For me. Go for it.
Who's a better guitarist, John Mayer or Jack White?
Jack White's better.
No,
See,
John Mayer.
I might.
Jack White's better all around.
I might
He's,
say John
like,
Mayer.
good at a lot of things.
Jack White's better at everything.
I obviously don't know enough about the subject.
John
Jack-
Mayer for me by far, but I'm biased because I love John Mayer.
Jack
I love
White
Stevie
did.
Ray Vaughan.
He's
Jack-
a pioneer.
Jack White.
John Mayer's rehashing.
yeah, John Mayer
he's
is
a
like
bit.
almost
He's a bit. What do you call it? Effects, sort of.
Yeah, a bit of a
heavy.
pussy is the word you're looking for.
Yeah, he's a pussy.
John Mayer rehashes. You know, he's like basically
He's
a
got his
really
own-
good.
he's
He
got
has
his
his
own
own touch, but it's a touch off of other
Stevie
people's
Ray,
things.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, not other
Jack-
people's, other person.
Well, I
fucking
think you
Stevie
could
Ray
relate
Vaughan.
John Mayer to countless other artists. Like it's you'll listen to him and you'll be like, okay, you know what? That sounds sort of like this, and a little bit less like this, but still like this.
I
So
disagree.
who does Jack White sound like? I'll give you a hint. Beck. Just kidding. Not at all. Jack White doesn't sound like anybody.
Yeah, but it's not as good.
I think he's.
I think he's a
I think
pioneer.
he's on the same
is a
sort of par as
They're different.
the,
Obama.
Separate
the
but equal.
edge
Of who?
of U2. The Edge. The guitarist of U2.
I've never heard of him.
I think they're
Never
separate.
heard of The Edge.
No, I'm not.
That's
from
what he calls
fucking
himself.
England,
That's what he
mate.
You never heard of U2?
Yeah,
and
I've
also
heard of U2.
U2's not from England.
Here's why U2 sucks. They're the guys that automatically
Oh,
had
by
their
the way-
album downloaded on every
Oh,
Yeah, no,
that's
yeah.
not their fault. That is
ever,
not
dude.
their fault.
When
that's
it is
why
their
they
fault.
suck.
And also, by the way, I do not at all want it to get out that anyone thinks I'm a U2 fan. 'cause I
Oh,
think
well,
they're
it's
fucking
too late,
terrible.
dude.
Vertigo, dude.
Yeah, not a big fan of U2.
That was their good
No,
song.
How'd it go? How'd it go?
I can't stand U2.
Yeah, yeah.
Sunday night, yeah.
You don't remember Vertigo?
No.
Because I don't remember it either right now. Do you remember Vertigo, Mimi?
No.
Well, wait, you had a point. You
My
said,
point.
In the blood.
Oh, yeah. God damn it. Fuck. Oh,
You're
yeah.
looking at a video of us.
I was looking
doing
at
the
an old
rendition.
video of us doing that rendition, and all the comments were just, I wish they did a full version of that. Maybe we should
We
just
absolutely
post it
should.
somewhere.
Yeah, on Sugar Pine
Start
7.
Full little harmonized, because we sing it in the bathroom.
Yeah. Because you're singing in the bathroom.
Because you are singing in the bathroom, so maybe we do that.
Because there's such good harmonics in there.
We had some really cool fan-made videos today that I think we should say thank you to. There was a community one of people singing Just a Couple of Friends, which was awesome. And then there was another one, which was kind of like a really cool highlight reel, which was like super awesome.
Yeah, that was
Hell
really
yeah.
I
sweet.
think that's
You
just
sound like
really
losers.
cool.
You were mentioning how you really like to see what people pick out for highlight reels.
Yeah, what I like to see. What?
To see what people pick out for highlight reels when
That's
they
something I
do
like.
montages of us. You think it's interesting
Oh,
what
yeah.
people choose to pick up on.
Yeah, it is because those are the moments people remember.
Yeah.
So when you see like those montages, those are the moments that literally people like think about, pretend to be at school, say the catchphrases that they say, whatever. So it's interesting to know that.
Yeah.
You know?
But thank you for everybody who's been contributing to our anniversary today. It's been very sweet.
A couple of you guys came to the office. No one ever come to the office. We won't be nice to you. But the ones that did today, it was your lucky
This was the
day.
one day you could have.
Yeah, they brought us lots
Yeah,
of
they
cake
had
and donuts.
donuts.
Any other day than now, don't. But they brought cake and cookies and ricin.
We always say, hey, What are you doing here? Usually we're nice, but since you came to our office, we're going to be a little bit mean to you. What do you want? Sign an autograph? Don't think so. Later. Have a good day, though.
No, the only reason we weren't taking pictures or like signing anything when people would come to the office is because we don't want to give the impression that people should do that, because I mean it's a very dangerous territory.
And we specifically tell them that we're not going to take pictures.
Also, don't come to this area.
Yeah,
don't come here.
It's a dangerous area to be.
God, yeah, it's horrible.
Steve slept in the office the other night because there was a crazy man. Do you want to tell about that story?
I think I talked about it on a previous podcast, and that's what led to me having to cut out something you said.
Oh, yep, I remember that. I was joking.
Dude.
I was fucking joking, dude.
Leave
to
it.
make you guys laugh.
Yeah.
Leave it.
You're right. It was a joke.
It was a joke.
It was.
I explained to you what I meant, and then I exaggerated it in a joke form.
You're right.
If you guys can't get it, then who the fuck will get me?
No, it was just that it didn't seem like you were joking.
Oh, who's not leaving it now, dude? Oh,
he's trying to pry to bust my balls because
maybe
I'm
we should
in
get
the
people
next
mad at you
Tweeters
this
movie
week.
and
We should
you're
get people
not.
mad at you this week, dude.
What?
We should get people mad at you this week. I have something to say about James while he's gone that will make people mad at him.
Okay, go.
Remember the pants thing?
Yes,
Dude. Okay, can we rip on James?
Yeah.
Should we call him?
Oh, he'll
He's
be
on a
real
plane.
mad.
He's on a plane.
He'll be
Even
real-
better.
It's on a plane.
He'll see it when he lands.
You rip on James, then he'll be mad at you.
You know what?
Could call him.
Buckley, you want to call James?
He's only going to be mad.
No, you know what? This is
And
gonna
then
make
he'll
him
say,
mad.
don't put it in the podcast.
You're right.
But you can talk about it.
Oh,
Ah.
don't do genuine mad stuff. Let's keep it light
Yeah, I
and
did.
fluffy.
Yeah, for some reason, we
Entertainment.
weren't
Remember,
actually mad.
You're here to entertain people.
Well, now that you
Yes.
got to know, at least.
I
Well,
watched
does
the
anybody
podcast.
have any
I'm
like favorite memories of the first year of doing
yeah,
this
little
thing? That's,
remembrances.
you know,
Yeah.
When
like
James
it's been
Buckley
a
turned
it's
up,
been
I
a
think.
big
Well, yeah.
year.
What are your? We'll start with Steve. We'll go to Buckley with season 1 memories. Steve, what's your couple of your favorite moments of season 1? Or this year, even. Doesn't have to be
Favorite
season
moment of season 1 was editing together the Sugar Pine 7 cabin video.
1.
Easily my favorite moment to just see all of that combine and then look at it and be like, wow, I think we actually have what it takes to make a real show. And then I think it was the slow realization that all of this was actually working out and that I wasn't just going to be left on my ass after SourceFed ended. I think that was probably the best point. Winning the Streamies was a huge thing. I think that was really fun. And then I'd say working on the woods. Those are my favorite things that have happened. Oh, also the first panel that we did.
Yeah, that was so
Yeah.
fun. Yeah. Same. Anyways.
Did I just knock out everything?
Yeah.
Oh, I was supposed to do favorite one though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, my absolute favorite one was probably that Sugar Pine 7 video and editing
Yeah.
that.
It's a toughie for me. I don't know. It was just, it's all been such a ride. I don't think I could pick one. There's been so many cool moments, like even just when we're out filming where we go, holy shit, that was so funny to us. Like that was, moments like that I really appreciate. Where like, I'm like, wow, that was the funniest
But what's your
thing.
one favorite thing? Do it, you son of a bitch.
I don't know, man. Maybe,
Streamies? That was a big night.
no, Streamers was great, but
How do we get nominated for a shorty? How do we make it through the next
Yeah,
nomination?
we're actually-
I don't understand that at all.
oh, of course. But I'm talking about Sugar Pine.
Yeah, we're talking
7,
about Sugar
like,
Pine 7. Oh, actually, hey, you met her in a video. Did you remember
Yeah.
that?
Then I would actually. I know that now it's like, oh, well, I have to say that, but genuinely, that would be my favorite moment.
Yeah.
meeting my fucking actual.
That's
wife.
crazy.
Yeah, that is easily my favorite.
A
moment.
lot of crazy things have happened for
I was
Sugar
more
Pine
thinking
7.
about like things that weren't obvious, easy ones. Like that's obvious. Like
Yeah, all right.
Easily.
Yeah, you've covered yourself.
easily, that's babe.
So you got
All
yours.
right.
That was
All right,
wow. Here's one.
Backtracking
Meeting
across
my
the
wife.
USA here.
Jamie, start me here. My favorite moment was meeting my fucking wife on set. Dude.
Don't actually start.
Start it there.
What about you, mommy?
Start it there.
It's Mimi, but I actually the first video that I did with you guys was really fun. We did the video in the alley, and Jamie was like,
Oh,
"Put on
wow.
these
I
baggy
love
clothes."
that video.
The one
That was
I wasn't
so
there
fun.
for.
Yes, you were not there
Yeah,
for.
dude, that was so fun. That
I
was one of my favorite
so
moments as well.
intimidated
enjoyed it
working
so
with you guys.
Really?
But
You
it
were
was,
very quiet, and I was intimidated by you.
Oh,
I was like, oh no,
I'm sorry.
this
I'm
woman
just shy.
is a white.
Well, yeah,
knight.
after all the stuff Jamie said, like to, build
the
up to that.
shit that he said about
Yeah.
you.
Oh.
He talked so much shit.
So
Oh,
I was very, like, when I actually met you, I was like, wow, nothing like all the
She's not
the
evil.
Toy Stories that I've
She's
heard.
not evil.
Yeah.
No, he never once said a bad
All
thing
right.
about you. But it was
Sure.
that was a really fun video. Just being
Yeah.
in the alley. That's when I was like, damn, if we shoot in cool locations like this could almost be like a, oh, dude, this is a funny little thing that I was thinking of. I remember in season 1, I loved the feeling of, for me, the idea of our show and every day that we filmed it was like, It's Always Sunny. for me. Like I was watching the whole series for like the third time, and I was so inspired by like what It's Always Sunny was like, what was going on in that show, that when we went out and shot in like in an alley and did something wacky, like meet fucking James Allen McCune and his girlfriend there, like that was just so like, oh, that's so It's Always Sunny. And I love that. No, it doesn't happen.
I think season 4 is going to be quite a whirlwind of new moments.
I'll start watching It's Always Sunny again, and then it'll be fine.
Dude, they took it off Netflix.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's so
Yeah, that was
fucked. That's my
annoying.
favorite show of all time.
Favorite moment?
Favorite moment? It was my favorite moment as
Sorry, I was trying to
a
steal that.
fan,
Yeah.
as a watcher. It's been the whole thing, really. I've realised today that I must have been watching this channel genuinely from the start.
How? You heard about us when this-
I honestly don't know.
Did you know SourceFed beforehand?
Nope. I think
Interessante.
it's a huge coincidence that I stumbled across one of your videos when you must have but it felt so established and everything. It felt like, oh well, this has been going for years and years and years.
Well, in a way it had, sort of.
The amount of time that we put into it is definitely like merits that for sure, that feeling.
But I like it. I'm one of the people that actually enjoy the direction that the channel's gone in.
One of 10.
Channel.
There's
The-
10.
So got 9 of you guys out
Total
there besides
people.
Buck.
4 of us are at this table.
It's genuinely refreshing and exciting, and it was for someone that coming from television and film, which is quite restrictive, even though it's supposed to be artistic, and it's a lot of the time it doesn't feel like that at all because it is a business. This was actually something that I enjoyed watching because it felt like a group of people doing stuff that they really enjoyed just because they really enjoy doing it.
Yeah,
And it's still that way, unfortunately.
definitely. I mean, this is the harsh truth. It's still great. We're still doing what we want to do, but it's still so much fun. But I remember season 1 was definitely like, wake up in the morning, holy fuck, what are we going to do today? So stoked. But I think just because we got used to it.
You guys
so
are
I
like a
still
band.
appreciate it.
You guys are like a band now, and I think that the people, or the way that you treat YouTube is very much like a band.
Mhm.
So usually with the band, people know that an album comes out, and then that album might become a big hit, and it might be songs about being a student or being poor and just being a
And
normal
then when
guy.
they're rich
Or
and
like when
famous, how the
Eminem
fuck do they write
changed his
about-
stuff about, personal issues to public issues.
Stuff like that. Well, yeah, you.
What a pussy
I get
about.
what you're saying, yeah.
But a lot of the time, if you're into that band, you will go on that journey with that band
Yeah.
and say, "Oh, it's not like their first album, and they've grown, and I like what they're doing now." I think that's because, again, it's sort of you're different to other YouTube channels in that you're growing and you're evolving, and I don't know. I think it's difficult for people, I guess, to get on
Mhm.
board with
I think,
sometimes.
or I wish our channel growth was like or our channel's albums, I guess, seasons, was like Vampire Weekend's progression of albums, because they're all sort of similar, but they're all
I still think that
unique
first
and
one
great
was
in
the
their own
best
way.
one.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, see? There we go.
What do you say?
I don't
So
think that fit what I was saying at all, actually.
No,
now that I
no,
think
it didn't fit what I was saying. The point I was making either.
about it. So we're both saying different things. Great.
You know what was something I liked about season 1 as well was like, for me, it felt very like SNL in the sense of like, not trying to step over anybody, but there was like, you wanted to really dig deep to try to say the fun. For me, I tried to say the funniest shit and dress the funniest way that made sense. But like, I worked really hard to try to make people laugh. But now I feel like
Now that I
there
think
isn't as much opportunity for that.
What it was about the first when it first all started happening and stuff was that it was clear that it was a group of friends that were making videos trying to make each other laugh,
Yeah,
and you felt very much
And
involved.
that's literally what I was
and
trying to
in on
do.
the joke, and
yeah.
I mean, and I don't know, you still do that. I don't know what.
Well, I think we were all finding our own way season 1.
Mhm.
And I think that was a big part of it, is that you were watching that. If you were watching season 1, you'd be like, oh, these guys don't really know where this is going to go. And that's kind of interesting
Mhm.
that anything could change. But now it's, planned out. Now we have a clear path.
I think it's also possible that we just don't find as much of everything as funny as we used to.
yeah, I think
'Cause
so.
I genuinely do think that. I think that we've just maybe matured to the point where
Dude,
now
absolutely.
everything's not as funny as
You are
anymore.
getting
So it's not
older.
as contagious to laugh at, like, because if we don't laugh, maybe they don't laugh.
yeah.
You know?
You
I
do-
laugh more now than we did in season 1. Absolutely.
You do change a lot.
Are you serious?
Yeah, seriously.
I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying in season 1, like,
No, I
everything
mean,
was hilarious.
because
You're
we've
saying that
changed.
you're a bit
I
more
laugh at the
cynical.
new us more now than in the past.
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely laugh at, like, our current content more than if I watch the old content, for sure.
But you're saying you as a person that maybe
Yeah.
you're slightly more cynical, slightly more jaded. You're just a little bit older. No, I'm not even
Yeah, no,
joking. 'cause-
seriously, I was
'cause
going to say, no, you're
I've
right.
just, I turned 30 6 months ago.
Yeah, you just get
And
bitter and old.
you don't get bitter and old, but you just change. You just,
Yeah.
become, you
You
just
turned-
sort of
you
become a
turned what?
grown up.
Yeah.
You turned what?
30.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh.
That is not what I thought you said at all. I heard that as I turned 36 months ago.
To what? Drugs and alcohol, obviously.
British.
Yeah, but no.
you do change. You do just sort of, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just
you
don't
just-
laugh
you just
as
get-
much at every little thing
I
that
think-
we say like I used to.
I think you change a lot in your 20s. I think you
Yeah.
go on a journey and you're a completely different person to when. I remember when I was 20 and I thought I knew everything. Now I think about when I was 20 and I just knew nothing.
Yeah. What are you trying to say? I'm 22.
Just saying, there's gonna be a lot of changes. You're gonna start getting hair.
I'm so interested to see what kind of person you're going to become.
I'm 23, April 18th.
You're gonna be bald.
My birthday.
Dude, you've already jinked yourself with that.
I
Jinked
have
yourself.
not, dude. I've been worrying about this for a long time. Every hairdresser I ask tells me, no, you got a great head of hair. It's
Oh,
like,
they told me the
you're
same
not gonna
thing.
Go bald. You're not going to go bald.
And then I went bald.
Dude, you've had thin bitch hair for so long.
Ooh,
Before
that
we
wasn't nice.
before we exit the podcast, I just want to go over what I think is funny, and it is jellied eels.
Oh, yeah.
Jelly deals.
Because he says
Jelly
Because
deals.
Buck says jellied eels, and I always hear him as saying, "Would you like a jelly deal?" And I'm like, "A deal on jelly? Like, do you want a
I'll have
jelly deal? I'll have a jelly deal.
Fucking
Fuck it."
Strawberry rhubarb, baby. What's up?
So that's the kind of comedy we'd like to bring to season. Before we go, happy anniversary, everybody.
Happy anniversary.
Happy
Hey, you don't have
anniversary.
bitch hair, man. That was a joke. That Mimi made very real.
You didn't need to say that it was a joke. I knew it
But
was
she
a joke.
made it real for me. And
What did Mimi say?
She's like, well, that was mean. I didn't mean
Oh, I
that.
did say that.
Then
Oh
I
my
didn't mean it, but now
God.
I feel bad about it. I wanted to say that on this cast.
You probably
I
thought that whole conversation in the last
That was
podcast was
I
very
often
serious.
do.
didn't. Oh, we're never serious.
I'm always confused.
No, I don't know. But thank you to Jelly Deals. Thank you to
for
everybody.
sponsoring this podcast.
Thank you to everybody saying nice things about us on our anniversary. It's very sweet of you. Thank you to the few people who brought us little treats. That's very nice of you too.
And for 25% off on your jelly deal, code PAIN.
Thank you to Hims and Quip for sponsoring the podcast. We really do appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on the next podcast, which is on the normal day, Sunday. But afterwards, there's no podcast the week following. And there is a new podcast schedule, which is Wednesday.
What Wednesday?
Clear
Oh,
as
yeah.
mud.
Now, fuck off.
Cool. We fucking nailed it.
I hit the red
Yeah,
one?
dude.
Red button, yeah.
That was a fun cast.
Yeah, very gentle.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.